Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Wolves have got a much needed and big 3 points in an away win today against Southampton. Southampton 1, Wolves 2. Jorgen Strand Larsen with both of the goals today. But Wolves don't make it easy for themselves, do we? I'll talk about the game, obviously in detail. If you managed to catch it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I think today really the most important thing was about getting all 3 points. Look, Southampton have been very poor this season, but I don't think you can go into any away game in the Premier League thinking you're just going to roll over your opponent. It doesn't tend to work that way. And there were some people, but judging by some of the posts on social media that I saw after the first 10 to 20 minutes or so, thinking that we should have been playing like prime Barcelona, and that just was never ever going to be the case. We sort of preempted that with the way Wolves haven't been unbelievable this season, as we know. They've improved under Vitor Pereira, but still big areas to improve. And obviously without Matheus Cunha, I don't think it was just going to be a straightforward game. Took us a little while to grow into it. I'll actually flag the team on the screen right now. It's an unchanged team, which is what I said on the match preview yesterday, or at least I predicted. I felt we possibly could have had some changes in there, whether it be Rodrigo Gomez, Gedge, Sarabia, to add a little bit more bite to start with. But you know what? We did quite well. We held on to possession quite well. I thought Southampton were very sloppy in possession, really. And the first goal is really what people have been crying out for Jorgen Strand Larsen. Jean-Rick the Bellegarde, who again looks a little bit more confident, as we've mentioned, which is great. Beautiful whipped ball in to Strand Larsen, glancing header, and into the back of the net. He's 6'4". We don't get the ball into him enough. And I'm just really happy that Jorgen scored that goal because it's perfect, ball into the area, flicks it on. I think the defending, and from a Southampton perspective, the defending and goalkeeping is poor. If I was a Southampton fan, I think I'd be quite disappointed with that element of the goal. But I'm just so happy for Jorgen because we backed, not just me, with Jordan Joe over the last couple of weeks on the podcast, we've backed Jorgen Strand Larsen up. And I think sometimes he has been a little bit of a scapegoat and he's caught some strays over the last few weeks. And I'm not going to sit here and say he's been unbelievable because he hasn't, but I think you have to take it into perspective. His first season in England, the first season in the Premier League. I think the lack of service around him hasn't really helped. But 2 goals today added to his collection, which is fantastic. And he's now closing in on double figures in his first year in the Premier League, which I think is a really, really decent return. And I'm confident between now and the season he should hit that 10-goal plus mark. And to go into half-time 1-0 up, is solid because Southampton, after our first goal, didn't really lay a glove on us. And we made it even better for us at the start of the second half. Jean-Rick the Bellegarde picking up his second assist of the game, finding Strand Larsen. Once again, it was poor and really sloppy from Southampton to allow us to win the ball back to begin with. An edge of the area, nice low and hard shot, and the precision just takes it away from Ramsdale and puts it into the back of the net. So, again, just happy that's probably a big weight off the shoulders of Jorgen Strand Larsen. And we needed somebody to step up in Matheus Cunha's absence. The overall performance wasn't great, like I mentioned at the start of the video, but you still need at times someone who can grab the game by the scruff of the neck or add a bit of quality or be a little bit of a menace in front of goal. And that's what I think he did today. Just caused himself a bit more to be a bit more of a nuisance today. Again, Jean-Rick the Bellegarde, 2 assists. For him to start adding goal contributions now from a player who looked a complete sort of, I don't know what the right word is, somebody that, was just nothing more than a squad player just maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago, has now become one of these players that Vitor has been such a vital part of Vitor Pereira's plans. So that's really impressive. Substitutions happened and, we tried to add more energy to maybe help us going forward. We saw, obviously, Gonzalo Gedge come on. We saw Pablo Sarabia come on. For me, it was frustrating because just before that, we had a counter-attack where Jean-Rick the Bellegarde's got loads of space on the left-hand side. I know I just waxed lyrical about him. I think he's got to do slightly better in this because he's got 2 players next to him in the box who he should probably square it to. And then he's sort of put an aerial ball that's ended up going over the bar. Now, I don't know if it was a cross. I don't know if it was a shot. Either way, it was a poor attempt. The substitutions happened. Bellegarde is one of those to add a little bit more quality in the front areas. And again, a fantastic counter-attack. It's almost a 4-on-2 or 4-on-3 situation. Gonzalo Gedge picks up the ball from deep, drives forward. The obvious pass here is a tiny little ball through to Ryan Aït-Nouri on his strong left foot. and Gedge just completely ignores that and goes to the right-hand side to Sarabia. Probably wasn't expecting it, but then tries to round Ramsdale and loses the ball. And Southampton go up the other end and score. Their goal, pretty precise shot through a crowd of players, hits the post, and Paul Onuachu, the big man, is there to tap it into pretty much an empty net. From one end of the pitch where it should have been, not could have been, it should have been 3-0, to then pile on that pressure to go 2-1 with 15 minutes to go. It was just completely unnecessary and unneeded pressure on Wolves. And again, it's like I said earlier on, when you're playing bottom of the league and playing arguably one of the worst teams in Premier League history as of right now, you want to play free-flowing front foot football, and in the Premier League it's never that easy. And Vitor sort of saw that, and as we've mentioned many times before, his job was really to come in here, and it wasn't to play the most attractive tiki-taka style of football. It was to come in here and make sure Wolves get the results and stay as a Premier League team, and I think he reflected that with some of the substitutions. At the end of the game, we had 4 or 5 centre-backs on the pitch, which, you know, shows it, and it worked. You know, the final whistle went. I just thought Wolves, we sort of stooped down to Southampton's level towards the latter stages of that game, which was completely unneeded. Like I said, we should have killed the game off. We had chances to kill the game off. We just, you know, made lives difficult for ourselves. But on the flip side of that, the positives are Jorgen Strand-Larsen 2 goals. I'm really happy for him. Jean-Luc de Bellegarde 2 assists, another 2 goal contributions for him. And Wolves, as we speak, 9 points clear of the drop zone. The breathing space is getting bigger, it's getting better, and just in the horizon now we can see Wolves' name in the 25-26 Premier League schedule. We're getting there, we're nearly there. You know, it hasn't been easy. We're hoping that Manchester United can get a positive result against Leicester tomorrow, and then we, you know, go into the international break now in a really nice place with some favourable fixtures coming up. We've still got to play Ipswich. We've still got to play Leicester. You would hope we'd win at least one of those games to, you know, extend the gap. Ideally, you want to be winning both of those games, but it's a much better place to be in right now for Wolves. Wasn't easy, wasn't pretty, but we got the job done. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, though, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.